Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Evelyn. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. I film about living, working, schooling as an expat family here in Germany. So if you like to watch content like this, please do well to stay tuned. So today I'll be talking about what to expect when you are having your baby in Germany. August clocks 1 year that my baby started kindergarten. Okay, so firstly, immediately you can confirm that you are pregnant. Start looking for kita, especially if you are in somewhere like Berlin. It's kind of hard to find a placement for your child in a kindergarten. So usually there's a website called Kita Navigator where you like go there to put in your request to say that, oh, I live around this area and I'm considering this and this and this and this kita for my child because it's not far from home. Because typically your baby's kita should not be really far from your house, because so you can just like it's a stone throw or walkable distance ideally, but that might not always be the case. So immediately you can confirm that you are pregnant or you are expecting a child. Please do well to start researching and start asking questions, start visiting kitas. When we moved to this area, I didn't even know what a kita looked like. I'm sure I would have passed quite a few, but I didn't know the difference between a kita and a primary school. So I'll just pass by. I'm like, I'm sure this must be a kid's place. I don't know what exactly it is. It's a primary school or is it kindergarten? I do not know. But yeah, with my research, and it's right because I had my baby in the middle of the pandemic, so schools were short, so it made it a bit harder for us. So we went to the Kita Navigator. We started sending emails, asking questions and all that. Also, now that things are beginning to open up, things have actually opened up quite more than it had like a year ago. So you can go from door to door, do like door-to-door visits to ask about kitas very close to you. A lot of them will say, you can send an email so that you can be on our waiting list, but you always have to send reminders. Like you always have to send reminders, or always remind them that I'm still on your waiting list. I hope you know. And you have to be on lots and lots of waiting lists. Like also referrals also go a long way where kitas are concerned. For us, we got ours through referral. So if you're lucky enough and you're able to get a kita for your child close to your house really quick, then congratulations. And so when it's time for your child to start the kita, there's something called Eingewöhnung. It is the phase where when your baby starts the kita, or when your baby starts, you have to go in with the baby. Either father or mother, one of the carers, has to go there with the baby. It's in at least 4 weeks and it's divided into 3 phases, if I remember quite well. The first phase is you come in together maybe by 8:30, and then you stay with your child. You're in the room together. So when he sees that you're there, he just goes forward to like play with the toys and all that with the kids and all. You stay for like 30 minutes or 1 hour and all that to see how the child is able to like integrate well, and then you now start withdrawing bit by bit. The withdrawal is in gradual stages so that the child is not so overwhelmed by the separation, So the next phase will be that you would bring the child in the morning, stay for a few minutes, and then go for about an hour and then come back. And so that happens for like 4 weeks or so. And yeah, after then you now start increasing the hours by which you stay outside. Maybe you go for like 1 hour, 2 hours and all. And for us, when we went by 8:30, and at some point I was going back by 9, and then 9:30, and then 10:30, and then because they usually have their afternoon nap by 11ish, when they asked me that, okay, so since he's going to be sleeping, I already brought his blankets, he already has things like that at the kita. So they were like, okay, I should come back after nap time. That was like the first time it was going to be like an extended period. So at that point I could actually come home to like maybe do something else, maybe clean up, read, work, or do something for like about 3 hours before I went back by 12 to go pick him up. And I think no, it wasn't 12, it was 1. And then gradually like that, we increased it to 2, and then we increased. Sometimes it's even still begging to stay back to play. And I think that is, I really like that about the German education system, especially for little kids, because yeah, you would really know, for some kids it's faster, for some kids it's actually slower. I met a mom there and she was like, our child is still at Eingewöhnung. At that point I was already picking up David by, I think I was going for 1 or was it 2, I can't remember, but she was still staying back. And I'm like, yeah, kids are different, and I'm happy that we're treating, they treat the kids on kids by kids basis, on situation by situation. Like kids, some kids would be like, no, you can't just leave me here and go. At some point when we're leaving David, he would cry and cry and cry and cry, but it was painful to me too. It was really painful. In fact, when we went to Nigeria for 5 weeks and when we came back to start Kita back, to resume the Kita back, it was a struggle, because it was, even before we went to Nigeria, I was already home for like 2 weeks because I think he had an infection or something. He was told his class had to stay home for a week or so, so it was after then we went to Nigeria. So we were together for 6 weeks and then we had to go back to the Kita. He cried and cried. I was almost crying, I was almost shedding tears. So yeah, I like that the system treats kids on a status by status basis. So these are the things that you'll be needing when you're starting Kita here in Germany. So firstly, you will need to know how much you're going to be paying. For some states you have to pay money for your Kita, unfortunately, but for us in Berlin, the government covers for it, so we have to pay some amount for lunch. So I pay a little amount, I think 23 euros or 26 euros per month for lunch for David. And yeah, for some Kitas here in Berlin you pay more than that because they offer more than lunch, they offer food twice. So basically you're paying for food. For some Kitas outside Berlin, you have to actually pay for Kita. I have someone that we did our boot camp together. It was like he pays for like his 2 kids, I think 200 euros or something. Lekon told me about a state, I can't remember where, that they pay about a parent pays about 700 euros for its kids Kita. So yeah, thankfully we are covered by the government here. So you need to know how much you're going to be paying. Also, the school is going to ask you for the things that you should bring, be it house shoe. Like house shoe is a really common thing in Germany here. This is shoes that kids or people wear indoors, and I think it's really practical because kids, you know, especially during winter months where the floor is really cold, so you wear socks and then you wear shoes so that it keeps you warm. Also, you'll also be asked to bring some beddings like blankets, bed sheets, pillowcase and all that, because of course kids, they sleep now, so everybody, each one of them have their own. And I think I've been looking forward to seeing where David sleeps. And yesterday I went there. We had a doctor's appointment, so I had to really go pick him. I knew that he was going to be sleeping at that time, so I kind of delayed it a bit till like past 1 to see, like, hopefully he would have woken up because they sleep around 11ish, anytime from 11. And then when I got there, he was still sleeping. It was so cute to see all of them sleeping on each of their bed space. So also you also be bringing diapers and wipes, you know, yeah, because they would change at Kita at least once, depending on how many or how older they are. For younger ones, of course, they'll be changing more than once, and then for older kids, maybe once, and maybe if they poop in their diaper or something like that. Yeah, you would also need to have like a raincoat or a rain outfit, rain suit for them, especially during raining months, so that especially for older kids, when they start going out for excursions, they will need to have one of their rain jackets in at the Kita. For some Kitas, they might also ask that you bring a bottle where you would where the child will be using to drink water. Also, lest I forget, for some kitas you'll be asked to bring lunch. For us, we usually take Vaspa, which is like snack. That's what they eat when they wake up. Yeah, they take Vaspa. We take Vaspa along with us when we are going to the kita. So it has that, they will eat that when they wake up from their nap. So yeah, the kita will usually give you a list of the things that you need to bring along. You know what kids learn at kita. It's strange to know that kids don't actually learn to read and write at the kita, like seriously, until they are 6 years old here in Germany. So what do? They go and they paint, they learn songs, they play, basically just try to learn the language on a not so serious environment. So it's not like they're sitting and they're facing the board and they're teaching them this and teaching them that. They also learn music as they grow. You like there are options parents can pick from. Maybe you want them to learn music, you want to enroll them in music classes, you want to enroll them in swimming classes, you know, in activities that are age appropriate. They also learn how to play, they also learn things about their environment and all that. For David, even though they don't like sit down to learn the language or to learn letters or to read and write, so far David now knows how to count 1 to 10 in German, and he didn't learn that at home because most of the rhymes I listen to at home are English, is in English, you know. And yeah, I like that he's learning English at home and he's learning German at the kita, because for kids that do not speak English, they still have to learn English at some point, maybe when they start primary school or something like that. So I like that is already taken care of by us from home, so that typically maybe when he's asked to like take that as a subject from the basic, he already knows how to interact very well in English. So basically he's speaking English and speaking German, and sometimes he also picks the native language that we speak. So it's like trilingual, which is really cool. And yeah, some people were saying that yeah, if a child is learning more than one language, he might be slow to talk. Luckily for us, that's not the case. David talks anything, he says anything you say. So we are quite really careful to say whatever it is to. We are really careful about the things or the words that we speak around him, because he picks it up and he knows exactly. He picks it up and then he repeats it over and over again. So yeah, he speaks English, he speaks German, and then he speaks Yoruba, which is our native language, which is our native dialect. So yeah, basically, thank you so much for watching till this point. If you have any questions, please do well to ask in the comment section. Let me know in the comment section that you watch these videos. I know that people interact with me personally to say, oh, I watch your video, can you please do this and this, can you please also interact, let's interact in this YouTube video, please. Thank you. Drop comments in this video, let's talk. All right, that will be it. I'll see you on my next one. Ciao.